But first, let's make the skeleton. For this skeleton, you can either use a wood for it or a carton, and I'm using a carton. The first thing you want to do is to mark out a semicircle on the carton, and I used a pot cover for mine. I used a pencil to make the curves visible, and then I cut that out. I got another carton and placed the one I cut out earlier on it. I used the pencil to map it out, and then I cut. So we have two of these shapes now. The next thing I did is to measure 3 inches from both sides. This is to make sure that I get the middle of the next curve. I used a funnel for this. I just placed it in the middle, used a pencil to map it out, and cut. I placed it on the other carton, carved it out, and cut as well. So you see, we have two of this, but then I realized that the carton I used is way too light. So what I did is to get a candle gum and join both cartons together. You want to make sure that the candle gum is touching every corner. This makes it not to pull out in any way. Just make sure that as you're putting the candle gum, you're closing it immediately. So I did this to make sure that the carton I'm using has weight, and I went ahead to cut out for another piece. The next thing we're working on is the holder. I got this from the market, but you can use a stick or a cane. So I went ahead to measure this out, making sure it's the exact length with the carton we are working with. I cut it out, and the next thing is to attach candle gum on. And you can see that immediately I put the candle gum, I hit on it. The essence is to make both sides flat, but please don't hit on the middle. After I was done with that, I had to place another carton to cover it up. And of course, we are gumming this with our candle gum. Please, if there is light, just use your electric gum because it's way easier than what I'm doing now. This is exactly how you should be doing this. Put a gum and cover up. And do not forget to hit on both edges to make sure that place is flat. As you can see, our hand fan skeleton is ready. After making the hand fan skeleton, it's finally time to make the hand fan itself. For this, I'm going to be using a white doll face and a B6000 glue. You can use a candle gum for this, but let's make use of this glue. All you just have to do is apply the glue on the carton and place your fabric on it. As you can see, I applied glue on the first part and I just flipped it over to the other. And the next thing I had to do is to trim out the excess allowances because we will not be needing that. If you look closely, you can see the quantity of glue I am putting in there. The quantity is so little, and when I apply it on the carton, I try to make sure I spread it so that it doesn't soak your fabric. After applying the glue, this is what we have. Now the little curve down there, I had to trim out the fabric that is there. I cut it open from both sides because that's where the bride will be holding the hand fan from. So the next thing I'm doing is to close the open spaces using the fabric, of course. So all you just have to do is apply candle gum there and fold down the edges neatly the way you're seeing me do. You're going to be doing this for every part of the hand fan because you want to make sure that your work is neat. After we are done, this is what we have. Now for the upper part, I'm going to be covering it with trimming. I'm very particular about this work coming out neatly, and that's why I'm doing this. You can actually choose not. As you can see, I'm applying very little quantity of candle gum and I am placing the trimming. This is what we have, and if you notice, the edges are covered up neatly. The next thing is to attach the feathers. All you have to do is put a gum and place the feathers on the hand fan skeleton. With the way I'm placing it, you can see it is very easy for me to wrap it up. When you're done with one part, you flip to the other part and gum as well. And as you can see that opening, I'm going to be covering beneath it with trimming. The white part that doesn't have feathers attached there, I'm going to be covering the entire place with these trimmings. For the handle, there's no way it's going to be left like that. I just had to put little candle gum there and I wrapped it. Please, your candle gums doesn't have to be too much, just little something, hence it's holding it firmly, you're good to go. I cut out trimmings and I just had to cover that part as well. The only work left to do now is to cover up the entire white area, and then I use these appliques to cover up that lines for the feathers. I attach the appliques for both the front and the back. This is to trim out the feathers so that it's going to be equal and it doesn't have to be unnecessary. My younger sister wanted a name on it, so you're going to be seeing this when the bride is holding it. Voila, our fan is ready. We just need to complete the name on it. Trust me, this is a super easy craft you can make by yourself.